Hello, and welcome to Arcanine Rides. I recently had the chance to borrow a Dualtron Storm for 3 days, and I wanted to give you guys my impressions from my time with this insane scooter. A big thanks to one of my viewers for loaning me a scooter for a weekend. Seeing as I don't own this scooter yet, this will be a more casual review, going over my general experience riding the Storm and the things that I liked and disliked about the scooter from the time I had it. If you want to get this scooter for yourself, that link will be down in the description. So, if you saw my top speed ride I posted, you saw how crazy fast this thing is. Not only in top speed, but also the acceleration was absolutely next level. In my Dualtron Victor first impressions, I talked about how fast that scooter is and how much faster it is than my other scooters, but the Storm made my Victor feel like a rental scooter in comparison. The P settings were set up with the lowest acceleration mode, and the thing still just about broke my neck the first few times I took off from zero. I had to fully lean forward and put most of my weight over the handlebars to prevent the wheels from breaking loose when accelerating, and to make sure I didn't fly backwards off of the scooter. The Storm blasts past 50 miles an hour on flat ground and maintains these speeds even into a headwind. With the right circumstances, you can hit speeds above 60 miles an hour, which is just ludicrous. No one needs a scooter that goes that fast or accelerates as fast as a sports car, yet here I am wishing I had my own. This was without a doubt the most fun I've ever had riding an electric scooter. I would highly suggest getting a steering damper for this scooter. The one the owner had installed on here worked great, and I was able to tighten it down for my top speed runs and loosen it a bit for regular riding. I think this scooter would be at risk of getting quite a bit of speed wobble at the higher speeds without a damper. Let me run down some of the other features of this scooter and show you what I like about it and what I dislike and feel should be different. If you see me talking and gesturing in these clips, it's because I intended to do this section unscripted next to the scooter, but like an idiot, I failed to turn on the microphone and didn't realize this until after I'd recorded everything and had returned the Storm to its owner. So you get a voiceover for this section. The handlebars are the classic Dualtron folding bars that Mini Motors loves to put on their scooters. I still don't know how to feel about these, as it feels so strange to put folding bars on such a big, heavy, and fast scooter. It almost feels wrong to not have a nice wide set of carbon bars on a scooter capable of 60 miles an hour. But the folding bars do always feel solid when riding, and it does make it really nice to fold up and put into a car, so I'll give credit where credit is due. The handlebars are equipped with the Dualtron staples, the eye display, and slide-on grips. The Storm also comes with a fingerprint reader for security, and this big box on the left that controls the RGB lights, turn signals, horn, hazard lights, and a button that swaps the scooter into eco mode. The biggest thing that I loved about the handlebar setup was the turn signal switch. It is easy to access, doesn't require a lot to flip on or off, and the turn signals on the back are super bright and visible. I did a night ride with the Storm and was super glad I had the turn signals and that they were so easy to use. Being able to signal my intentions made me feel a lot more confident and safe when riding at night with traffic. These faster scooters that can keep up with car traffic should all have really clear and easy to use turn signals like this standard in my opinion. And generally across all scooters, I would love to see more visible brake lights that are easier for cars and other motor vehicles to see, just like the Storm has. Mini Motors really nailed the rear lights on the scooter, even giving it hazard lights. And while we are down here at the lights, I want to point out how nice this rear footrest is. It's quite spacious, as is the whole riding platform. You could really ride comfortably in any riding position, and I loved being able to shift my feet around periodically while riding if one foot position got tiring. A unique feature of the Storm is that its battery is removable and built into the top of the deck of the scooter. It has a key and a lock to keep it in place and keep it from being stolen. I initially was worried about the charging ports being on the riding platform, as it seemed like they would be annoying to step on and I didn't want to potentially damage them. However, I found that my feet really didn't get close to them while I rode. The battery handle also acts as a raised platform for your front foot to rest on to prevent it from kicking the charging ports. To be honest, the removable battery seems a bit gimmicky to me. I suppose it could be nice to bring the battery inside to charge, or remove the battery to make the scooter easier to carry and get into a car, but neither of those feels like great reasons by themselves for many motors to have chosen to go with a removable battery. Having a second battery to swap in for the first theoretically sounds good as well, but how often will you be needing to swap to a second battery in one day? I went almost 3 full days riding the scooter without needing to charge it, so it's not like having the second battery at the ready is actually necessary. It's not like you're going to need or want to carry the second battery in a backpack with you in case the 40 to 80 miles of range isn't enough for your ride. Anyway, it's not a deal breaker or a deal maker for me. I'm just trying to figure out the reason for the choice. If you know a reason why they chose this or have this scooter and like the removable battery for a specific reason, let me know down in the comments. The big 11-inch tubeless pneumatic wheels are easily the best wheels I've ever experienced on a scooter. They are nice and wide, giving the scooter decent grip and a stable ride while being rounded enough to feel nimble and easy to turn with. Their larger 11-inch diameter fits this larger scooter well, as 10-inch wheels would just have been too small. The Storm is equipped with nut hydraulic brakes, easily the best I have ever used on a scooter. I totally get why people hype these up and prefer them over the Zoom hydraulic brakes. You have complete control over braking power with these brakes. They are super sensitive and powerful without locking up the wheels when you barely touch them. The control and finesse these brakes afford you is unrivaled by the other scooter brakes I have tried. Moving up to the stem and lock, I have heard of other people having issues with this section of the Storm, citing a loose wobbly stem even when the lock and the bolts are tightened completely down, but I didn't notice anything of the sort when I was riding the scooter. I felt totally confident on the scooter while I was riding it, and it didn't feel wobbly in any way. The scooter's overall construction is just so beefy and solid, and it weighs a ridiculous 100 pounds. The Storm is really more motorcycle than scooter. Even the little things like the kickstand are big and chunky. This scooter obviously isn't designed to be portable, though surprisingly I was able to squeeze it on the back row seats of my sedan. So you can travel with it in most cars, though it's not an easy fit and is quite difficult to jam in a car by yourself. The night riding lights on the Dualtron Storm are pretty flashy, with even the Dualtron Storm logo being projected onto the ground when they are on. I'm not the hugest fan of the obnoxious RGB lights flashing constantly while riding at night, but at least they make you easily visible while riding. I would imagine the Storm has a remote or some other way to customize the lights like the Victor does, and I would personally go with a solid color or 2-color non-flashing color scheme on mine. Almost everything on this scooter seems to be high quality, and I was quite impressed with the way the scooter felt. The only thing with this scooter that was a little off was the battery lock. The owner of this Storm had an issue with the battery lock from the beginning. You see, the little lock that keeps the battery in isn't super great quality. Almost seems like the same lock that you see on those super cheap metal lock boxes that high school students collect money in at football game concession stands. The owner said it came bent and he had to bend it back so the battery would actually lock into place. We even had quite a bit of trouble getting the battery in when he dropped the scooter off. The lock just feels so flimsy and finicky compared to the rest of the scooter. It just feels like a weird shortcut to take on such an expensive scooter, though it's not really a huge issue, especially for someone like me who wouldn't really be pulling the battery in and out of the scooter that often. Overall though, I was really impressed with the scooter and would absolutely love to get my hands on one to own that I can use for an extended period of time and do a thorough review of. The Storm was easily the most fun scooter I have ever had the pleasure of riding, and while I knew it would be awesome to ride going into this, I had no idea how fun it would actually be. The price of the Storm is pretty crazy, but if you're an enthusiast like me and want a top-of-the-line riding experience, then I would say that the Storm would be worth it and actually one of the cheaper ultra mega super scooter options. The other scooter I would really love to check out and might end up buying anyway would be the Dualtron Thunder 2. If the Storm is any indication, that scooter is going to be insane. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more scooter content. Check out my socials below for more videos and pictures, and I'll see you in the next one.